different vein or different direction. As you can see, we're trying to get a little bit more comfortable with in the setting. But whatever it's worth, we're gonna make it happen. You know? So,
yes, sir.
Let me see 1 second, time in. Putting everybody in.
What that? That's a background. I'm like, what's that?
Yeah, background. Talk to my man Roman.
Okay.
Yeah. Still working for you.
Yeah, you're working on the Austin Law Library right now.
I wouldn't tell you to me, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good. That's okay.
Yeah.
What you say?
Yes, because you know he do the expungement joint, so you know he trying to take it up a level and use the Austin School Library as a law library where people can go and learn more about their different issues.
Right. And it's called the Austin Library.
He called it the law library, law library, Austin Law Library.
So he's the one that's developing this, or this is something that's obviously already developed, but he's just trying to refine it or something. Because I've never heard of it.
No, he's trying to build it. He's building it out. Okay. Yeah, it's called the Austin Law Library.
And it technically means, what's that on the screen? Hold on. 1 second, y'all. Something on the screen I got to grab. A little bit more spread out these days, because we're a little bit more spread out. But hey, it's okay. We're gonna make it happen. There's so much going on in the last few weeks, to tell you the truth. We had what was the parade? Jonathan Davis parade. 45 years? You've been doing this parade? I mean, wow. He's been doing this parade since I was in high school. Which is an astonishment in itself. But say the least.
How you doing, Santa? Hello, Maxie. You all right with me, Max? You come visit me and tell me hi. I know that Al been mean. You tell that Al. Okay. Thank you, Max. You made me feel pretty good that time, Max.
You are. One minute.
Man, they try to take out Big Boss again, man.
Who is that?
Trump.
Who's that?
Today, another assassination attempt.
Yeah.
They trying to take down the Big Boss, man.
Yeah. Something crazy going on. I don't even know why that's even a factor. Considering he got enough on his hands to worry about. But I mean, how come these people are just so stupid? The ones that's attempting it. That's the problem. When you do things that in the public eye, you never know
what kind of people are out there watching it, what their thoughts are. It could be very, very sinister.
Oh, for sure.
You know? And you just don't know. You got to deal with all types. Like the guy that supposedly shot at him last time was a Republican. Whatever that means. Why does that have to be a factor? I mean, we don't know. We never. And that was crazy. That was like an in and out thing. Oh, he got shot. Oh, damn, they killed the guy.
They didn't bring it up no more.
Like, what? When was it? What was he from? What was he? Why was he? None of that. It was just like you said, it was an in and out thing, and it didn't bring it up anymore. Like, shoot, they're still talking about JFK's murderer. They're still talking about doggone the guy that two. They still talking about Abraham Lincoln's assassination. They still talking about literally the attempted assassination on Reagan by Hinckley. It's like this happened 1 week. It was nothing said about it, which I don't understand that.
Yeah, man.
Then he you know.
Well, media can make stories disappear if they want to.
I guess so, but it was just odd that once he was shot or shot at, he jumps up and gives a fist bump. I'm like, why would they do that? Why would they let that man jump up when they know that there could be other assailants lurking in the whatever? They were supposed to like totally get him out of there under the cloak of security, but they let him jump up. Hey, I'm okay. Really? Now you run around talking about people eating fish and dogs and everything. Like, what part of that is part of? Let me see. As president, I'm in charge of the nuclear weapons. I'm in charge of trying to keep world peace. I'm in charge of trying to keep the people and citizens happy and without such burdens that they have to live with in America. You know, I'm in charge of multiple things, but what's on the menu today? Oh, cats and dogs. Really? Yeah. That's something that you would have to bring up. Why would the president have to bring some garbage up like that?
Yeah, he was a fool for that. I hated that he brought that up. I really did.
I was like,
I really did.
But he's scrapping. He's scrapping, man. He's really scrapping for. I don't know.
Nah, I mean, he unhinged. We already know that. He didn't have to go there. He's definitely unhinged. I wouldn't say. Man, a fool for that one. That was hilarious though.
You're not you.
He's sitting there spend too much time in the social media verse. That's where they came from. That's all. He just shouldn't have repeated it. Not until he had the facts. What was happening, and then now they've updated it, where they're saying that the person that initially said that this was happening in Springfield, Ohio, is now regretting that he ever said that, because obviously President Trump went on to the debate and blew it out, and everybody started catching on like, what? You know what I mean? And, you know, we turned everything to a big joke now, so it really was a joke more than anything. People didn't really take it serious, so.
But you're the president.
Yeah, that's why I said that was stupid. He should have.
Just like he said, it was just a little jest when I said, you know.
He should have did that.
He said something in the debate about. Oh, I was just joking when I said I had more votes than everybody else, than anybody ever. That was just a little joke. Well, if it was a little joke, why are you still bringing it up? And it wasn't a joke because he doubled down on that. And nobody ever takes, I don't know, are there any jokes that come out of his mouth? I mean, really?
Nah, he's a funny guy. When he said run spot run, come on, man. This guy hilarious. That guy is hilarious.
What do you do?
When he said run spot run during the debate.
He said that?
Yeah, during the beginning. He said she has no plan. Her plan is run spot run.
What is that? But I don't think what that means.
It's just that's his character. He's funny. He say funny stuff. Trump has always
What
been
did he
the
try to
same
say?
person.
Like the dog?
Nah, he was saying that she has no plan. No, that's it. He was just saying she has no plan, and he was making a joke out of it. So as you're saying, he says silly stuff off the wall that's jokes.
Oh,
And you're like, why would you say that? And that's who he
I thought
is.
he was trying to tie it to the dog.
No.
Like, dogs should be running because people trying to eat them.
Nah, he was just saying she had no plan. Her plan was run, spot, run,
I got
which
you.
is just him being silly, man. But he's a hilarious guy.
I mean,
He's a hilarious
he
guy.
should go back to entertainment. See how that worked out for him.
Shit, this is entertainment though. I mean, we've reduced our politics to treating these people like celebrities though. So this is entertainment. This is what America has made its politicians into. Everybody want to run up and take pictures with them. You know, you want to get in close with them. You know what I mean?
They let them. They let that happen.
I'm not talking about presidents. I'm talking about the politicians in general. You know, but I get it. You know, being an elected official it puts you in a position of authority, of power. You can make things happen. You know, if you're in the right position, you can build some money. You know what I mean? So everybody want to be around those types, but we've celebritized these folks. So we're reduced to, if you help me, if you come to my event, if you acknowledge me, then I love you to death instead of making sure that they work, just like a celebrity would. So we yeah, it is. It's just
That's crazy part.
it's really entertainment for sure.
Because people now have grown up just internet people, you know, and that's what they live for. They live for what's on the internet. What is, you know, what's out there for me on the internet, and the internet is the world, and since the world is the internet, guess what? I'll be right there living it. And the world ain't just the internet. That's part of the situation. The world's not just the internet, you know.
Oh yeah.
People tell me now that you build better relationships one-on-one than you do through the internet. I'm like, really?
Yeah. Still.
I'm like, really? Is that a phenomenon? Oh, that's always been the case.
Yeah.
But, you know, working our way through life the way we how do I put it, adopted things,
right,
or adapted to them.
Well, it's just because we got accustomed during the pandemic. You know, we all fall victim to recency bias. So we all believe that the internet is the way in which we're supposed to connect, when in actuality it's not. So we're just victims of recency. That's all. 2020 wasn't too long ago, and we spent about 2 years sitting online, and then most people still have not made the transition back to the office in some respects. Some will never go back to the office, you know, so you have to really look at the situation as that. People believe that the internet is the most powerful only because of what happened most recently, but it has never been, and it never will be. You will never make connections genuinely to get where you're trying to go unless you're meeting in person. You know, whining and dining still ain't changed. Can't do that online.
Well, I have to say, it is something that's more personable, more humanistic when you're out there talking with people, shaking hands, meeting people, greeting people, finding out what you have in common with people, for sure, than just sending a photo and saying, go Google me. You know, as some have done over the years. To bridge the gap by building relationships, the good old-fashioned way.
Oh yeah.
You know, I know you don't like it, but the sneakernet sometimes beats the internet any day with certain things. With certain things. Not with everything. You got to reach the masses and you got to push the situation. Yeah, the internet's probably the way to go. Probably the best way to go. But it's just not what's happening. So nevertheless, we started out our new year, y'all. As you can tell, we got a new page, we got a new setup, so to say. We kind of man caving it, relaxing it a little more. We got some comfy chairs, as you guys can see. We might switch these up too. I don't know. we don't look too comfortable. We don't look too comfortable. Where everybody's like, man, they're over there just chilling. But all in all, it has been a very eventful August, would you say?
Oh yeah, there was a lot going on.
Many things going on. Yeah. We kind of stayed Congressman Danny Davis parade. Was it two weeks ago? I think. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. I heard somebody complain about that.
Oh, word?
Yeah, the man started complaining about the traffic delays and the backup. And I'm saying, nobody ever complains about the traffic delays and backup. Well, they probably do, but you know, they deal with it when they have the what is that? Columbus Day parades and what's up? St. Patrick's Day parade and the Bud Village parade. I mean, there's ways to get around. I think you can get around. I'm hoping you can get around. One way you might have to go a few miles to get to the other side. I mean, if you go to the expressway, you can pretty much get around, right? Yeah, because the parade doesn't go by the expressway.
Yeah.
But that could be a little much for somebody that's coming from just, let's say, Lake Street and trying to go down to Harrison. But it would work. It still would work. You know, you just go down Austin, get on the expressway, and then get off at Central.
Yeah. Well, that's just an emergency.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just odd for me to hear somebody complaining about it, but I'm sure there are complaints. People complain about almost anything these days, you know. It's not uncommon not to complain. That's more than anything. I've been watching a little of the, I don't know what this guy, he's some type of YouTube guy. He's been interviewing people in New York about the election coming up. And it's so funny how so many of us, we, like you said, we look at Trump as a entertainer, and they go by the things that pull them in, you know, towards his aura. Right. But nobody looks at the facts. You know, a lot of people don't want to look at the facts. And I'm like, how do you overlook the facts? If you want him as an entertainer, yeah. But that's not what he's going after. He's going after the command over our country, our lives, and pretty much all the lives of the free world, you know? And somehow people tend to think, you know what? We had a great time when he was president. And I don't recall all of that. I just don't recall this being great. I don't know why, but I just don't see all this greatness that happened when he was in there. I mean, when he was doing what was the name of the show? The Apprentice. Yeah, it was a good show for what it was when he started. But then he started getting grimy on there. Like when the black guy was one. He didn't want to get the black guy. He said, well, I think you should share it with the white guy that's second. And you should share it. The black guy said, no, you ain't never shared it before when the other white people were winning, you know, previous years and seasons. So why should I have to say? He stood his ground on it. He said, no, it's Trump, that's not a good deal. And I thought that was odd. No, I didn't think it was odd because typical white people. They gonna do, you know, no, I don't think you know, I have no control of you, but you winning, but I do want you to know that you should share that with the other white guy that came in second. Like, come on, man. But nevertheless, what's been going on with everybody out there? I haven't heard from you. Tamika, you was just sharing with us how you been.
I've been better.
I know that's right. We're gonna get you back to the best. You know? Get you to the best state. Yeah. I didn't realize what you told me. I didn't realize what you told me about your health, but I think we did talk about that because you did that blood drive. And I think you shared that with me. when we did
Yeah,
Blood Ride.
you guys were one of the few people that I shared that with, like right after I got out of the hospital. A lot of people still don't know it. It's not that I keep it a secret. It's just that, if you interact with me, you'll know.
Right. Yeah, no, I know. No, I know. I've been around people, for some years. I understand it wholeheartedly. Trust me. But well, you say that Arnold has been had his, we got a lot of block parties that's probably happened over the last few weeks or months. I see many of them going on in Oak Park, like multiple every Saturday or sometimes Sundays they're doing them. Did you block party?
I think somebody had a block.
Yeah. But well, any whole grocery list of things that we're gonna dive into because there's so much that was going on. Oh, I saw the mayor. Did you see the mayor at the Congress at the end of the parade?
Yeah. No, I got done right after we finished swimming lessons. I stayed about an hour. Y'all still was good. I'm like, damn, I thought the time started at 10.
Yeah.
Ain't no way y'all supposed to be here. It's 1 o'clock I left. Yeah, dang, nobody still ain't made it down there.
I was the last car, so
Like,
I don't know what time I ended up, but I was the very last car behind me with police officers. But it's still, I didn't leave until like 6:30. Literally, they gave away about 60 computers, I think.
Oh, nice.
Laptops. And the people got tired. They were raffling them off. The raffle went so long, people were just like, just give them to us. Just give them to us. But they raffled off 60 laptops.
That's what's up.
And the mayor popped in, and the kids had an opportunity to see him. And I told everybody that didn't see you, but P-Ray was there, and she said, Steve, I'm not taking a picture of him. And I said, yes, you are. You got your camera pointed over there. And I said, well, come on, let me get a picture with you. So I flipped the camera, and I took a picture of the mayor.
Yeah.
He was on the other side. Then I flipped it back to myself and P-Ray.
Yeah.
And then I said, nah, we don't want a picture of him. So I take the picture, and I said, well, P-Ray, look at the picture. She had those mirrored navigator, aviator glasses on. And I said, but the mirror's all in your glasses.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah. So she said, wow. But it's just with her, boy. They falling apart here, the whole mega thing. I'm talking to her about people that were involved before, and she's telling me, see, they trying to steal my glow.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? She said, no, they came in on the false pretense. I thought they were true blue black mega. Mega. And I'm like, really? What does that really mean? But, okay, you say so. And she said she was alluding to Carter, and she told me that. I was like, wow.
Okay.
She said, yeah, she just came in to steal my glam, my glow. I said, really? That's what was going on. So nevertheless, they are beginning to implode here in Chicago, and I don't really see them do a lot since that last. What was that? It was Park situation? No, but they were in Madison or something. And they were out protesting. No, that was protesting when Trump got shot the first time, shot at or whatever. It still throws me for a loop how a person can be right up on top of the person, and the only thing that hits the person, which I'm not an advocate for anybody being shot or hurt or killed, but I'm saying, how can that person be right up on you, and the only thing that hits you is some shrapnel from some wood or something, or glass from the
And which one is this?
This is when the first assassination.
Oh, the first, yeah.
And he got hit in the ear. And he wore that Band-Aid for like 3 months. Hey, look at me, no, look at me. Ben Carson, when he made a mockery of Ben Carson, when Ben Carson said, when he was running against Trump back in 2016. He said, yeah, you know, I had a situation where I was in Kentucky Fried Chicken in Michigan or somewhere. And the guy tried to rob us in the store, and the guy had a knife, and he came towards me, and I pulled my belt buckle out, and I turned to the left like this, and I turned to the right like this, and I'm like, really? Really? And then Trump thought it was, how can this guy, he dogged him, he dogged Rick Carter. He said, this guy is so fake. There's no way, and he made a mockery. Look, he took his belt buckle like this, and he said, You know, how can that be? That's a joke. This guy. Then once Trump got in, he brought Ben Carson in as Secretary of Housing.
Very crazy.
I was like, huh? You take a brain surgeon to be over HUD?
Yeah, this is Mosaic.
What's happening?
Not much. You like I'm listening to you, and I think you like Trump. I think you really like Trump. You brought him up a lot. You brought him up a lot. You tried to divert the convo, but it just keep coming back to the big boss, the great white hope, the orange man, number 45. You like him, and I get it. I like him too. He's charismatic. You can't stop talking about him. So let's talk about him. There are lots of cases where someone almost got shot or somebody got ran down on in the gun jam. The guy was an inexperienced shot. And actually, if you think about it, he had Trump dead on. Trump turned his head at the right time. And now check this out. I play a lot of first-person shooter games like Call of Duty, Halo. You might have heard of these games. And man, sometimes you aiming at a guy, you pull the trigger on your controller, and he just ducks. It happens all the time. You broke up for a second.
That's because he didn't have internet target practicing experience. But I thought, well, like you said, he wasn't inexperienced.
He was an inexperienced guy. He was triggered by Trump. And he was triggered by the greatness of Trump, and he wanted to kill him. Great people, listen, they killed Dr. Martin Luther King. There was assassination attempts on all great men. All great people if you're not great, ain't nobody trying to kill you because you're not great enough. So when somebody trying to kill you, it's kind of an honor a little bit. You should look at it as an honor. And, and I want to speak on another thing. And I'm agree with you too. Trump dropped the ball. He dropped the ball, and I was so disappointed. It was funny, but it wasn't funny when he said they're eating the dogs, they're eating the he shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have said that. And then when they asked Kamala, they said, "Hey, how are you going to change the economy? Was Trump's economy better than your economy?" Trump be so in his own mind. Trump be so ready to attack and use ad hominem attacks because that's what he do. I'm one to agree. He does do that. But he is so in his own brain that he missed the opportunity to say, she didn't answer the question. You asked her, was my economy better than this economy? She said, well, listen, I grew up in a small town, right? I grew up middle class with me and my parents. She never asked the question. And the moderator didn't fact check her, and Trump should have said, you didn't ask the question. You did not answer the question, Kamala. Was my economy better than yours? So, so Trump is his own sabotage. Yeah, he's his own worst enemy. So it's like, I agree. He dropped the ball. Because what he should have said was, well, the GDP was similar to what it was when I left out. That's what he should have said. It was so much he could have talked about. You feel me? It was so many truth bombs and facts that he could have hit on that he didn't because he's so self-absorbed. He is.
Yeah.
I'm a land.
Yeah. Well, that's because he doesn't talk like that. He doesn't think like that. It's always the attack mode. But I'm glad you brought up that's the other thing that I want to talk about was the debate. You have to admit, she handed his head to him in a basket. And
Yeah, she won. She won at the debate. She won.
I don't know how.
No.
Here's the thing. She won the debate, but nothing came of it though. We still ain't hear no plan. We knew what we knew. If you were voting for Trump going in, you still gonna vote for him. You was voting for Kamala going in, you feel better about voting for her. That was the outcome.
And those Republicans that heard what Trump did, they all going Democrat now.
Yeah, no, he definitely cost himself some points for sure. The cats and dogs thing was a fool. We should have never went that route. There was some other stuff he did. I was there. I was watching with the youth over here in Austin. They had a watch party at the coffee shop. So I was with them. I was around none but 18 to about 26 up in there. So all young people. And he had them both up laughing. They, what? What is he talking about? You know what I mean? Like they like, oh, even they was like, man, what's this dude talking about? But after a while, like it started off okay. Even I was scored it. I'm like, okay, 1-1. Yeah, Trump gonna lose the abortion thing. And okay, we cool. We about 2-1. After that, I was like, man, it's boring now because I don't like debate for the simple fact is it's all a show. You're not talking about anything. I've been to a number of debates here and watch debates or forums, if you will, and they never talk about anything worthwhile. It was terrible. It was a terrible show. I'm like, man, yeah. All it did was reinforce the fact that I never liked when we had Trump and Biden, I didn't like the two candidates. Now that we got Trump and Kamala, I don't like the two candidates.
Yeah.
That would work for me.
Yeah, I mean, the candidates are going to be because realistically, when have we really had stellar people?
JFK?
Maybe.
JFK?
Maybe. I mean,
no, he wasn't stellar.
Compared to?
No, JFK was going to get some things done. That's why they got him up out of here. He was a sharp guy.
No,
Obama was a sharp guy. You know, have his term turned out, but he's a super sharp guy. Yeah, but I mean, you know, you ask most people, he didn't do much. You know, he did something, but you know, you ask most people. I'm just saying, for all of the sharpness, for the intelligence and the ability to get stuff done, like you know, we haven't had many candidates in the history that was like, these are some great candidates. So.
Yeah, you had presidents that had turning moments in everyone's lives. I mean, to abolish slavery is a very big pivotal moment, you know, right there. So that's something that's very outstanding. Civil rights, yeah, okay, how did that really work out? You know, the Civil Rights Act. They created the act, but we still fighting for rights every day. So, yeah, was it supposed to be an act that's supposed to happen overnight, or was it supposed to be been an act that takes time to implement? Although we're going back, because all of a sudden we talk about Roe v. Wade, versus Wade, all over again.
I think even that though, that's a misnomer. Because Trump is not trying to get rid of it. He said leave it up to the state. I think, and that was kind of the thing that I caught on too. That they study trying to force him to make it seem like he against women's choice.
But I'm saying, but aren't we the United States?
No, it don't work like that. Come on, no. Every state got its own ability to govern differently.
So why doesn't every state have slaves? Some states that still want slaves still got slaves.
Yeah, but
they want them. You do know they want them, right?
Man, well, they look. If black folks want to go be slaves, they should go.
They didn't want to let them go. You know that, right?
Man, look, if black folks gonna go be slaves, or whoever's gonna be slaves now, go let them be slaves.
If Abraham Lincoln had said, it's still up to the state. That's what what they were doing anyway, and that wasn't working out, especially for people like us. So I think if you're the United States, certain things that are federal, I mean, not everything. Like if you had a law that had something to do with snow, and you live in Florida, why does that affect Florida? I mean, yeah, but you're talking about humans and life and all these other things. Everybody's human. Everybody got a life. Everybody in the state got one of those. Everybody's being born, baby.
Yeah, but see, all right. So in that case, going back to this issue with the kids, then some states are allowing gender reassignment surgery without input from the parents. Some states are allowing that. If we were to federally mandate that, then all states would. So you will be comfortable with your young child being able to get gender reassignment surgery, puberty blockers, and everything else without your consent because the government allowed it. That's what's happening.
They're letting young children make grown-up decisions.
That is what's happening currently in some states. Where the guy from? Where the vice president from? Not the vice president. Minnesota. In Minnesota, you can do that right now.
Okay.
You can do it. You can go as a young person. You go and some states will take your child from you if you don't allow them to do that.
Okay, so why is this? I'm trying to figure out why is this such a big thing for humans to have this, or not to have this. You know what I'm saying? Why are we preventing humans from having this?
You talking about gender reassignment surgery to a young person that does not have a fully developed brain that can go without. So you mean to tell me a woman can carry a baby to term for 9 months of this and care for it for how many other years? When that child goes on the internet and finds things that says you're really a boy inside because you're in this awkward phase of life. Because that's really what's happening. In a lot of ways, it's social contagion. I'm not saying that these people don't feel like they're the other gender, but I'm also of the mindset that kids, you should not let kids make grown-up decisions. We start along that path, then we're going to start removing the label pedophile from people that are older having sex with younger kids, because if we can allow kids to make grown-up decisions like gender reassignment surgery, we should also allow them that same ability to go have sex with adults. That's the path we're going to start walking our way down.
Well, honey. Okay, so
I don't know.
So I mean, so one, we giving Abraham Lincoln a little bit too much credit, because let's just keep it 100. He said it out of his mouth verbatim. If he could save the Union without freeing slaves, he would, and vice versa. So we're giving him a little bit too much credit. Two, it was an economic thing. The reason why they did it because the Union was slaughtering them, because the South was not the Union, but the South was a agrarian culture. So they had all of the agriculture, and the North was more industrial. So you got to look at it. If I'm paying, if I'm an agrarian culture and I'm paying less because I have free workers, then that's free labor. So so that's one cost that's being taken out. That's the only reason. And let's not forget, the North sold the South. Those were northern boats that went over to the transatlantic slave. And so let's not forget, like, the North had a whole bunch to do with all of the BS going on. So we giving Abraham Lincoln too much. Now, we do got to give him some credit. He did sign the document to make it law. You feel me? Yeah, I'm giving him credit like that. We can't give him that credit, but we're giving him a little bit too much credit because he didn't care whether we were freed or not. And then we got to also look at the Black Seminoles. We had a lot of Black militias putting in work, going around killing shit, putting people down, killing white people. And they was like, all right, look, we already gave these niggas guns. We need them in the Civil War. The best thing to do is free us. You feel me? The best thing to do is free soldiers that you put up into this army. You already trained us. What you think we was going to do with that training? Just lay down and go back to slavery? at that point, you had no choice. And they don't talk about the rebellions that us blacks had. We was actually putting in works, killing things.
Yeah, but on the same note, I look at it like this. If somebody had me and you held at gunpoint and they said, you know what? I'm gonna let Steve go because he's a little older than you. And although both of you guys are black, I don't really care about neither one of you, but I'm gonna let him go because he's so old. You know what I'm gonna say? Ooh, that guy did me a favor. I don't know what happened with you.
Oh, Steve. Why they was thinking I would have already ran though, Steve. I would have got shot in the back. I'm going back home with Harriet.
But you see where I'm going with this. The people that were being was at jeopardy, they wasn't sitting there thinking, well, Abraham Lincoln ain't that great because he ain't really looking at the best behalf of us. He's trying other things in to let us. They're saying, man, we want out. We don't want this. We don't need this. This is not a good life. This is a hard life. And what however long it lasts, I don't know what the average age of a slave, man.
The average age of a slave?
How long did they live?
You said how long? What you mean? How long was the average life of a slave?
Did they live to be 50?
Oh no! I think the average life of a slave was very long because think about it. You got you they going through this rigorous process, so they working out. These people are working out, and black people, we are resilient people. They went to go get the most resilient people in the world. So we was living to look at Harriet Tubman. Look at the pictures of the slaves. Man, the men was 70, 80, 90 years old. You feel me? So I think we lived a long time.
The average age actually depends solely on the demographic, the area that they were actually in and whether or not they had decent slave owners. Because if you had a harsh slave master, you were not living very long. Just keep that in mind.
And what if you worked in the field or you worked in the house? Was that a factor?
I don't know if that was so much a factor, but I think it really depended on whether or not they were actually getting a decent amount of calories in their food and whether or not they were being treated not as harsh. Because I've heard some really horrible stories, but it really depended on the treatment.
But I'm saying from the day you were born and you were able to walk and pick cotton to the day you died, if you tell me you had to do that from the age of, let's say, 5 years old, all the way till you were 75 in the sun every day, man,
they came from Africa, so it was hot. It's hotter in Africa because that's the equator.
But they wasn't forced to be out there 10, 12 hours a day.
Yeah, right. But you got to think about it, Steve. You got second generations, third generation, fourth generation. You're building you're building machines. You're like we were machines. We were farm equipment. Let's not get that misunderstood too. That's what we were. And so when you build that, and that's why us blacks, when we born, we got these great bodies and these great physiques. You feel me? That's still prevalent to this day. And that's why we're not as educated and not as smart as some of our counterparts, because we just had this deprivation of education, but we are very athletic. We dance a lot, you know what I'm saying? And that's why you got people like Kamala, you better think of, you don't get member. She good at that because she know that's what black people like. Black people not really that smart.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna put back on them not really that smart. Only because everything that
we vote, bro. We vote Democrat. You're not smart.
Everything that's American is black. We invented everything that is being used to this day. So invented mathematics. We invented everything that was positioned on top of that. So that's engineering and manufacturing, whatever. You know what I mean? Like to this day, they still saying a white man created the cotton gin. And it was a comedian. I can't remember which one. They said, come on. They said a white man would create a tool to make it easy on black people. Like, you gotta be kidding. You know it was a black man that created the cotton gin. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, we are literally the mothers and fathers of industry. We really built the economic engine that is America through our own intelligence. And whether that intelligence came by way of natural intelligence or it came by way of the mother of all necessity, which is your situation, we created everything. And that in itself is intelligence. And the problem today Black American faces is that is what is being taught to them. They don't know who created. They don't know we invented. They don't know we theorized. They don't know that we, were before we just was the dancers, we was the top poets. You know what I mean? Like we have such not only in physical spirit, but we have an intellectual spirit about us too that's just untapped. Because the other parts of us are the ones that are being catered to, whereas the intellect isn't. But we got it there. We just gotta, like my brother Mosaic, this dude pick up anything he pick up, sit down with, he be doing that shit right away. You know what I mean? Like, man, and there's many of us like that. Matter of fact, that's a good segue. I just went to Danville prison, and they allowed me to go to cell block B, which is like it's a medium security prison. And I went to cell block B, and I was in there with the inmates. You know what I mean? That's probably gonna be my only time going to prison. I can't see myself going there. That's crazy. Either way, other than being in their house and seeing how they interact with each other, man, like these dudes was lounging around. They had phones in there. They was just on the phone, like they was kicking it. But most important, what was the most interesting is that they created something called the Game of Life. And they were super excited to come up to us because it was me and Nelson. We doing the energy work. So we went down there with the purpose of actually bridging the gap between those coming home and those going to be able to get into this field. And so they were super excited to show us the Game of Life, which is an inmate created idea. Nope, it's an idea because they take everything and write it on paper. They act out everything, and when I say it's the Game of Life, it's literally every single thing that we will be doing out here, they do in there. So I can't remember all the specifics, but they had boards all across their different walls, and these boards had numbers. The numbers were the inmates, and attached to it, they had education, they had community, they had number of cars flipped, number of houses flipped, and they had a job or something like that. So basically, you start out like you in the real world. You make $15 an hour, and as you build and acquire more education, and you have to physically get tested to go to the next level. You keep in those levels of education, and every time you get a new level, you get 7% increase on the money that you make, and you get to choose the type of job that you want. So, but it doesn't matter because technically it's again $15, and then you get the community piece. Means like, let's say on the outside you got a family, so you do family oriented things. You do a picnic. You do a peace circle. You do, you know what I mean? Like you do anything that's really geared toward family orientation. As it relates to like flipping houses and cars, they have cars with cars on it. So once you make a certain amount of money, you can now go purchase a car. And you do this like you would actually purchase a car. So if a car is $5,000, I gotta save up $5,000 to go give to this guy who gonna give me the car. And then you got other cars that say, okay, if you want to put tent, rims, sounds, and hook your car up, it's gonna cost you this amount, but this is gonna contribute this amount to your car. And if you sell this car, you're gonna get this amount. So they up in there buying cars for $5,000, throwing $2,000 worth of your dig on it, selling it for $10,000. Right? So they're making $5,000 profit. So they flip it. They doing the same thing with houses. I got a 2-bedroom. It cost me. I got a 2-flat. I got 3 beds. This time I think of boom. They doing it for the stock market. I'm talking about every single thing you can imagine going on outside. They doing it inside. Is today was the day where baby mom start tripping and she don't want you to see your child. They throw that monkey wrench in them. And the reason they do that is because they're also teaching them emotional intelligence. So in addition to learning life skills, and again, these skills are such that when they get paid on their checks got their FICO score, the FICA tax, the Social Security tax, Medicare tax, vision, dental, XYZ. And you have to operate as if you're outside. So you got to go to the doctor. You got to go to the dentist. You got to get. Man, I'm like, bro, these guys, man, they were just so excited. The one dude like, yeah, that's me right there. I ain't going nowhere though. They ain't gonna be somebody there. Like, man. Then we was touring the rest of it, the facility, and I was saddened. Number one, I was saddened by the fact that everybody that was around me was a black man. It was like 10 of them that came. Like, no, it was about 6. They all black. They all look like they from the south side or west side. They up, man, I'm like, man. Then you see the other doors. You see all these other black dudes. You look out. It looks like, you know what I mean? You look like you went Austin. You got all black people. You got a sprinkle of Hispanic. You might got 1 or 2 white, but it looks like, you know what I mean? Then the COs, all them white. All COs white. With 2 brothers in there. Two brothers that was in there. And then they took us through all the other rooms and they showed us that these guys got a cat machine from Caterpillar that is a video game replication of the big dig machine. So they got all the buttons and tools on it. So they learning how to use the excavator. They're gonna get a CDL simulator that is going to be like an attachment for that, so they can learn how to drive trucks in there. They got silk screening. They got carpentry. They got plumbing. They got electrician. They got every single trade that we don't even have out here. They got it out there. They showing them how to do design class. Like one of the dudes was manning the machine. He literally their book full of design stuff, and they gotta take these classes. It takes a long time to get certified in it, and then it will become like the master design. And they put together banners and T-shirts, and they sew it. They pick all the tools up and everything. Like I said, man, they won when they said the prison is a black man's university. It's crazy. Like you do all of that in your life to escape school, and then you go wind up and you. There's no way around it. I'm like, man, this shit. You gotta know until you learn. I mean, it depends on how you. Some people don't want to go back. So again, as I facilitate the subcommittee for returning citizens. A lot of them, the ones in that. But man, yeah, it was an interesting thing. I wanted to get G2 to come on today. I tried to get him to come on because he's running for school board, and I really wanted to talk to him about what his thoughts are and how he's trying to navigate that situation with, as he's becoming an elected school board person, getting these things in place because our boys are lost in 3rd grade. Throughout the nation, Black boys are suffering in English and math. And those are the two subjects that you need. That's the foundational for everything that you're gonna be in life.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to know from these folks that's running there, like what they intend to do about that.
What happened?
There you go.
No, it's still going. I'm live with you.
Yo, y'all here?
I still got it.
You guys cut out for a minute.
Yeah, y'all gotta bring the microphones a little closer, man.
Oh, okay.
The mics are not. Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Okay.
the mics are not close enough. Okay.
Yeah, man. But ultimately though, it was a good experience. We were able to so she can get us access to any prison in the state. We're gonna go check out some more and look at what they're doing. But ultimately, we're about to launch a pilot, which is gonna allow us to do a train-the-trainer model. We're gonna bring some of our BPI experts. I forgot exactly what BPI is, but it's basically having to deal with this energy efficiency space. We're gonna bring them into a train. We're gonna do a train-the-trainer model. Have them train the prison trainers so that they can then start to teach the population. So upon exit, they're going to be able to connect directly with that industry, because the next thing we're working on, which they are working on as well, is bringing organizations to the prison that are trying to hire people that are returning. So that have a skill. We're about to launch that going thing that we was able to be a part of, and we got some things working in place. But I brought that up because the ingenuity that we show when locked down is that same ingenuity we showed in slavery. It's the same situation. It's the exact same situation. And as long as our situations give way for us to make something a way out of no way, we gonna make it happen. And them brothers up in there was proving it. I was just like, man,
Yeah, but you know what,
but it's
bro?
like,
I said that a year ago on this show that blacks were at their best when a white man had his foot on our neck, and I was lambasted and threatened and made a fool and a mockery out of. And I was right, you know, when the white man got his foot on the neck of a Negro, this is when the Negro black people work best under pressure. We don't work good under leisure. We don't work good. We got to be pressured. We got to put pressure on us in order for us to really go crazy. We don't go crazy just naturally because we kind of comfortable. And you know, you can say that for a lot of cultures. I mean, a lot of people. People get comfortable. They making a little money. They don't work as hard. You know what I'm saying? But particularly black people, we don't work hard until it's pressure on us to do so. We real chill and laxed people, and I just think that's coming from Africa. A lot of people in Africa are the whole continent of Africa is pretty chill, except Northern Africa. But you know, I feel like Africa is a pretty chill, laid back, you know, place. And Europeans, they come from the cold, so they had the foot on their neck all the time. So I feel like that's why they work hard. We come from a tropical place. Women walking around naked. You could pick a banana right from the tree and eat it. We was chilling. So I feel like that's why, you know, we don't progress that much.
So how much did we make today?
I have a question.
You may speak.
Over $5,000 so far.
I have a question.
Sure. Go ahead.
For the gentleman who just spoke, had he ever been to Africa?
You said what?
Have you ever been to Africa?
No.
Have you studied the history of African nations and African people?
Yes.
To what extent can you then justify saying that Africans are leisure and lazy when the people from Africa has built the economy of every country and every land on this planet?
So let me answer your question that you asked me. You asked of me. The reason why African people they they got all of the materials to build their own Apple cell phones, their own gun manufacturer. They have all of the materials in the motherland, but we know what they do? They choose to sell the materials to European countries. Also, they're in bed with China. They have a lot of Chinese people. Like, go look at Congo right now. Go look up Cobalt in China. They can make their own EVs, right? But instead of making their own EVs, they have deals with China. They have Chinese people making black people work in cobalt mines instead of saying, hey, we're Africa. We the ones with the resources. Let's create our own Tesla. Let's create our own Apple. Let's create our own Facebook. Let's create our own WhatsApp. They don't do that in Africa. So
So
Can I
I
say
thank you.
something?
Thank
wait, hold
you.
on, wait a minute. Hold on. You want it? Let me answer the question in totality. So I ain't got to be interrupting nobody else. If they did it, I'm talking about at scale. I'm not saying that they don't. They do have their own little cars out there, their own little car manufacturers out there. But what I'm saying is they don't do it at scale, which makes them not intelligent people. They're idiots. If they were smart people, they wouldn't sell their resources to China and Russia. They wouldn't sell. They wouldn't have Russian soldiers training their soldiers. That's what make them incompetent people.
Can,
So
can I can I
that
say
was not your
something?
statement. Your statement was that they were lazy people and
I
that
didn't
we
say
were
they were
lazy.
lazy. You're a
Just,
liar. I
just,
said
just let me
leisure.
finish.
Wait, no,
Okay,
no, no, no. I said
leisure
leisure.
people.
Leisure
Okay,
doesn't mean lazy.
leisure people, and you don't
So
have to
could you
call me a liar.
apologize for lying on me?
You, that's
You just
not. Don't call me a liar, but that's okay.
you see, this is why
That's
I don't
okay.
want a woman.
That's okay. That is ain't got nothing to do with what you want. This is a open platform, and in your manhood, if you're strong in your manhood, you don't mind women speaking. So I'm saying this because if you have not been to the land, you have not seen the people, you have not planted your feet there, you have just said exactly what I'm saying. You've just proven the point. If everybody on this planet need to come to Black people to do the work for Black people, to build the economy for Black or African people, they're building everybody else's economy. You're absolutely right. That is the result of colonization, socialization, and years of systemic oppression that has happened to a people that is micro targeted for every form of systematic, unjust type of propaganda, education to say that no, this is the way you're supposed to work. But if our hands are building everything for every people, it proves what Dr. DeAndre was saying earlier about we are very intelligent people. We work hard. We do what we need to do. We've just been systematically, mentally, emotionally, and psychologically at warfare. First of all, trying number one, to make sure we take care of ourselves and our families and understand how to do that in a system that's never been made for us, not just here in the United States, but across this globe. So I understand your position. I get what you're saying. I would love for all of our people all over this planet to rise up and understand that we are the source for everybody. But I will never degrade myself or my people. Like I'm not Black, like my skin not Black, like my blood not red, like I'm not of this descendant and this lineage. So I do understand though how a person or anyone can do it because we've been socialized to do that. We've been socialized for self-hate. We've been socialized for self-doubt. We've been socialized to demean our own people. We've been socialized to tear down and discredit our own people, but we don't understand that just like if you disrespect yourself, you disrespect your mother. If you disrespect your mother, you disrespect you. You disrespect your people, you disrespect you. It don't make us look more intelligent to tear each other down under no facet, form, or circumstance. I don't have to call you a belligerent Black man. I will call you a Black man that has an opinion. But your opinion is just that, is your opinion. We all have an opinion. You're entitled to it. I'm entitled to it. I just want you to, I'm suggesting that you take a different look, a different perspective about your own people and how you frame what you're saying about your own people. And I'm
Can I
done. And thank you. Thank you for responding to the
can I
question. You
say
answered
something right
so
quick? Because
well.
I
Thank
have
you.
been to Africa.
Yep, and
Okay,
I
You
have
so
have?
been too. I've been to
I
Africa
have
for the last 3 decades, and
yes. Okay.
I train and work there, so I do understand.
Okay, so I have been to Africa and I've been to several countries, and Africa well, I'm going to say Zambia is a really sad situation because a lot of them want to do better, but they cannot do better because a lot of them cannot get past 7th or 8th grade. And the reason why they can't is because they have to pay for their education after that. So every kid that they have to pay for. They can't even afford to feed themselves. So these countries are coming in and basically they're raping the people. They're giving them a little bit of money, and then they're taking their resources. So it's not that they are a people of leisure. They're not. They're very hard workers. And not only that, if they can't find a job, they will create one when one does not exist. They will find a way to make money. And they will work from sun up to sundown just so
Yes,
they can feed their
your
kids.
family. That's right.
Yes. So I have seen it, and I have seen it from an education standpoint. It is a
Yep.
sad situation. And to just say that they are people of leisure, that's not the case, because when they come here, they outwork us.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Okay,
And
okay.
Yes, they do.
but
And
that's why
another thing about the China thing.
that's
I'm sorry. Go
why
ahead.
that's why I was when I came back, I was really trying to get support for my cousin's us he has a foundation called GodLink, and I was trying to tell them what he's trying to do. He's basically trying to create an industry there where all of the money goes towards the school, and the money that's going towards the school is going to create jobs for the parents, because those are the people that need it. The people that are in the bush. I went to the bush and I stayed
Yes.
in the city.
Yes.
And the city and the bush are like night and day
Night and day.
difference.
That's right. Yes, they are.
Night and day.
Yes, they are.
So they're not a people of leisure. And
Okay.
they
so,
basically
yeah.
are being raped
Yeah.
financially and
Yep.
emotionally. Because
Yep.
when you look at your baby's belly and see how swole it is because you can't put anything in it, that will mess with your mind as a parent. So
Yes.
they are really they
Yes.
always look forward to seeing Americans come in, especially African
Mm-hmm.
Americans, because we understand their plight.
Yep. So
And
we
that's all I
experience
have to
the
say.
same plight. We experience the same thing here. It's just different. He's talking about China coming over and investing, but China is in United States. Actually, if you look at the economy of United States, China, Japan, all the Asian countries own probably over 60% of the United States. You look in Jamaica, they there too. You look in Africa, they're there too. So
They own
you
most of
can't,
Colorado and
right,
and
right,
California. Yeah, they do.
right. So we cannot demise or diminish a people because of economic choices that the world system has put in place. And that's one thing we look past, is the systems that are in place, as well as the world system and how it impacts us. Here in Chicago, Chicago is a part of the major cities of the country. National politics are here in Chicago,
And
whether we like to look at it or not,
I will say this too, because I've
Let
been
me
to
know
the
when y'all
bush.
done.
I've been to the bush, and a lot of the parents cannot even afford shelter. They have to build
That's
it out
right.
of sticks.
That's right.
It is really, really sad. And a lion, a hyena can come in and take your baby in the middle of the night
Yep.
because you can't put a proper door on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And guess what? When you go over there and talk to those people, I met a young man that knew 9 different languages. 9. But they stay in the bush or they stay in the shanty towns. They know 9 different languages and was working 3 different jobs.
Wow.
So the system is, yes, impacted us mentally, socially, emotionally, economically, psychologically, and every single day as a person of color, you are under a psychological, physical, and mental constant warfare to live each and every day above ground, just being
Right.
Black. Just being Black. So to diminish your people like that is, hey, that's your opinion. That's your life. That's how you talk. Hey, great and good. I just like to offer a different perspective. I'm
Okay,
done.
cool. Let me respond. Hold on. Let me just respond real quick. So I want to give a round of applause for these two young ladies. Y'all won the gold medal for the Victim Olympics. Like y'all, I'm gonna put y'all up there with Simone Biles for the Victim Olympics. Both of them said the same thing over and over. They're physically, mentally, socially, spiritually, economic. I don't want to hear that bullshit. See, this is why I adore my brother, Dr. DeAndre Rudis. You know what DeAndre Rudis told me? I really want to make change in the hood. So you know what he did? He ran for politics. He's a government official. Put your hands on him. That's a felony. Put your hands on him. That is a felony because he's a government official. So, first of all, it's the government out there, Black government out there that's doing. Don't blame China. I'm not blaming China. China doing what they doing. They like, well, listen, you dumb niggas don't give me the cobalt. Elon Musk like, shit, you dumb niggas you ain't gonna finish that cobalt. Hey, well, put some of your company. They're doing it to their own people, which makes you not intelligent. And yeah, you might have went, okay, cool. You just get you some little tokens. You went over there. You was on the ground. You ain't had nothing to do with nothing in government. You went on a missionary. You had nothing to do with the government. The government probably wouldn't even talk to you. It's the government that's doing these things. It's the people in high places.
That's not true.
Wait,
I've
hold
been
on.
over there with presidents.
Don't cut me off.
But
Stop.
what you're saying is not true.
Wait. Don't
What
cut
you're
me.
saying is not true,
Steve,
though.
mute her. Steve.
Right, but what you're saying is not true. You called me a
Stop
liar.
cutting me off. Stay in
But
feminine.
you cut me
stay in
off
your
when you said I
feminine
was
frame.
lying, right?
Wait, stay
You know
in
what
your
you're saying
feminine
is not
frame.
true.
Do you have
What
a
you're saying
husband?
is not true.
Do you have a
What you're
husband?
saying is not true.
Because if I was your husband, I wouldn't let you speak out.
Because he's
Another
not
man
talking for fact because he ain't never been there. So we're gonna hear his rant.
Okay,
It's not true.
Okay,
It's
hold
not
on,
true.
hold
What
on.
you're saying is not true, though.
Hold on. See, this is why we don't
But
need
you just
a
like you called me a
female Black
lie.
president. They're emotional. They
You're not
talk
true.
they loud and they ignorant.
You the one loud, bro. You is loud and
be
being
quiet
belligerent.
because I gotta put that bass on you. I
You
gotta
ain't no
put that
bass. You
treble
ain't got
on
no
you.
bass, bro.
I gotta put that treble on you,
You
sweetheart.
reaching.
But
You
no,
reaching hard.
So,
You reaching hard. You
anyway,
need to stop it. Knock it off. Knock it
stay
off.
in feminine frame when the man's talking. You can't
Knock
whoop
it
me.
off.
So,
Knock it off.
You can't whoop me. But anyway, Steve.
Knock it off.
He just ran.
You can't whoop me. But again, Steve, it's the
Knock it off.
She can't stop. She can't. And she's a doctor. They gave her a doctorate. Are you kidding me?
Knock it
they
off.
gave her a doctor.
Knock it off, bro. Stop it.
They gave her Steve. They gave her a doctorate.
Wait.
Someone who can't control himself when somebody talking.
She earned it.
No, they gave it to her because when you a doctor, you know how to have decorum.
Well, knock it off.
A doctor know how to. She ain't do no dissertation.
Knock
she
it off.
didn't. Where your dissertation at? Send a link to your dissertation. Yeah, I get it reverse. I get it reverse.
You need to knock it off.
Disrespect. It's disrespect when you cut me off.
Oh my God.
Don't cut me off.
No, you was cutting people off when you were saying different. You said the facts weren't right. If the facts weren't right, you called me a liar, right? No, you called me a liar.
Because you
called me a liar. So you just told a lie. You just told a lie, though.
Ma'am, you
just told a lie. So don't the same apply?
I called them lazy.
Don't the same apply?
They're leisure.
But when you lie,
so you lie.
When you lie, don't the same apply?
Argumentative.
When
You
you
ain't.
lie, the
If you
same
was in
applies,
front of me,
right?
you wouldn't argue with me. That
When you
masculinity
lie, when you
you
lie,
feel
the
me?
same applies.
Ma'am, stop.
But
Stop it.
when you
Ma'am.
lie, the same applies. When
Let
you
me say,
lie, the same thing applies to you. If
oh,
you're lying, you're lying. So
hold on,
you can't take that, right? But you could dish it. So that's
So
not
I
okay.
get muted, Steve. You gonna mute your brother?
That's
hold
not
on.
okay.
Get another opinion from Dr. Young. How about that? So you gonna tell him he didn't deserve his title either, I guess, right? Go ahead, Raheem. What you got to say? Dr.
Probably
Young.
has decorum.
Hey, we should just move forward. Because, you know, Monk said that he haven't been there. So what he's saying is his opinion. So it's not, you know, it's not based on anything. So we should just move
Right.
forward. Let it be what it is.
Right. But I tell you one thing. If I had to go off some information about Africa, I'm gonna go about the person that's been there and seen it, not Stevie Wonder.
You got to get with Gone Again Travel. Speaking of Africa, I don't know if any of y'all attended, but we had the Gone Again Travel African Festive yesterday. Oh, it was beautiful. Was it yesterday? No. Today's Sunday. Yeah, Saturday. Super dope, man. I had fufu and everything. I had some jollof rice. It was banging, man. Y'all should have been there. They had a lot of nice little wares from Africa. We do it every year. So for those that's definitely excited about Africa and its culture, y'all got to come through. It was super dope.
I guess you forgot also that the Moors actually were the ones that introduced many things to Europe.
Oh, no, that's what I was talking about when I was talking about Black people and how we literally the fathers and mothers of everything, the world, period. Like, yeah, the Moors who are of African lineage taught Europeans how to bathe. They taught them how to be, going back to this whole thing. I don't want to bring it back up, but at the end of the day,
Yes.
this is what the person of fairer skin has been able to do is create revenue where they did not create the item.
Right.
Case in point, Black man created the traffic light, white man created the traffic ticket. And so on and so forth. Every single invention from a person of color, particularly Black, has been met by a person of a lighter hue, particularly a white person, with a way of making money off of it. See, so our whole makeup has been such that we were spiritual beings that believe, and our principles show that we believed in collective. Yes, there were tribes. Yes, there was also still competition. But even within those tribes, they believed in the collective working together. So if somebody brought something, it was for everybody. So when we brought that to here or shared our teachings and learning, we never expected somebody to put tax on it. You know what I mean? All people have done throughout history is learn how to capitalize off somebody else's labor. They've done that very well.
Right, but I mean, to diminish that Africa and African people of that continent are not doing anything. Those countries the cities are very modern.
Oh, South Africa go crazy. He got to go to South Africa. He's still thinking about the images that they show with the jungle.
Kenya there are places in Ghana, there are cities that are very developed.
No, absolutely. But again, this is one of those things where the media narrative. Now, there's a lot of truth to what he's saying about the mines down there and the natural resources that exist in Africa that they have yet to be able to develop. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He's right about that. And what other countries have been able to do is say, in exchange for your resources, we will give you X, Y, Z, which has allowed them to build their society they have now. So they have not been able to take advantage of what they have, but they've been able to leverage it in such a way that they were able to develop.
Right. They're getting shortchanged.
Absolutely. But again, the person of fairer skin has learned how to take somebody else has and make money
But
off of it.
also what Monk doesn't realize, or Zed doesn't realize, Chinese, they use their own people also. Chinese have been using their own people for centuries. I mean, do you really think the average Chinese person is living in the fields and working out in the boonies are that much more developed? No.
China is very unique in that they have a culture based on long-term growth. They have a long-term growth strategy. They're the only country in the world that has other baby cities within all the other major countries. You can go anywhere in the world and there's a Chinatown. So what they're doing, they actually build it inside of other countries to expand the life of their own country. And they do that because that is their cultural aspect, and that's something that they've already determined that they wanted to do. So them being in Africa isn't just using the resources, it's also about building a stronghold. They are playing the really long game. They're building everywhere. That's what they are doing. So they actually have a different way of looking at it. They're not looking at it just, we want to use the resources that are here. We want to be able to expand our lineage throughout the world.
Right.
Them Genghis Khan people over there. You know what his mindset was on.
Right.
They still they got that same. Don't get it twisted.
They're in Ukraine.
I'm trying
to cut through.
And China is a Chinatown in every country in this world.
Period. No, I'm saying structurally and financially. What was that place when they got invaded in Ukraine when Obama was president? That city, I forgot the name of it, but that's where they put a port there. They literally put a port there and lent money to the Ukraine to develop their port, because they're trying to build a transcontinental railroad from Asia into Europe. And they have the resources and the money to give us kind of loans. But when it comes down to being paying on those loans, that's when the people are going to have to say, hey, here it is, or give up something else. But again, they are very resourceful in that. But what most people don't realize, the average Chinese person, because there's 2 billion of them, are living in poverty in the fields. They only came to the big cities when there was a big economic boom during before the crash, before 08. And then many of them went back to the fields, farmland. So, trust me, it's not what everybody wants to believe that it's everybody's going to Harvard in China. They're Harvard ready. Someone else. Ella, I thought you had something you wanted to share.
No, it's over. I'm done with it.
Okay. But we do have to be very cognizant of, it's easy to spread the wrong thing, to spread the wrong information, to give just your opinion, and then people try to float with it. But I think we learned with Mosaic that nobody really listens to you. Anyway, don't take it for the gospel.
A lot of people agree with me, Steve. I think, we as Black people, we live in a matriarchal society, like the hyenas. The women run a society. So that's what it is. You feel me? Like the women run a society. Women, like Black Americans is the only culture in the whole Black history where the woman dominates everything. Go over there to Africa. Them African men, you will never see an African woman going back and forth with her. You're not gonna find it. They don't do that out there. That's not a part of them. That's not a part of their culture. The women are very feminine out there. What you say?
You always go back to that, and I understand.
Steve. It's
You don't know that.
It's
You don't know that. He never been there.
Hey, stop, sister, stop.
You've never been there.
Hey,
How do you
sister,
know that?
stop.
I've been there for the last since 2002.
And did
I've
you
been there
did you
twice,
leave
two,
with an
3 times a
African
year.
man because
I
you
didn't
know you
want
was
to. I
gonna
didn't
have
want
to
an
let
African man.
because he was
Why
gonna
does
get
that
up
have
on that
to
and knock that
happen?
head. He's gonna hit that
How does
head.
that have to happen? They
He's
they
gonna hit you
they
right on
listen
top
to
of the head.
me. Are you crazy? What is the
Go over there
problem
to
here?
Africa, running your mouth like you do to me, and see what'll
What is the
happen to you.
problem? Listen, I
You'll be
get
in the
paid to
The
go
Sharia
to
real
law.
Africa
holiness.
for
That's the
African
problem.
men to listen to me. I go to Africa and African men listen to me. African men call me to this day and get advice from me. So it's
Come
not
on, you know
necessarily
why
about
they calling.
matriarchy. It's
How
about
you
having
know they do
respect for
that?
people.
They,
It,
we know why
what
they
do you mean
calling. They
respect
trying
for
to get a
people?
green card
What
about you, girl.
you have respect for
Go
people?
on
You have
somewhere.
little respect for yourself and people.
Go
Now
on
listen,
somewhere. Let the grown folks
listen,
talk. They trying to get a
listen.
green card out you.
Knock it
I'll be
off.
trying to get one out you too.
Knock it off. You should stop. So you keep talking about manhood. This is not an example of that. It's not an example of good leadership or good manhood or leading anybody. So that you lead yourself and that's great and good. You lead your mouth and that's great and good. But please, no, I'm not insulting you. I don't want to insult you. This is not an insulting
Damn,
thing.
you insulted
I'm
me when you
saying
cut
to
me
you,
off. I was just
I did not
talking.
cut you off. I
Yeah,
did not cut
I
you off.
wasn't finished. You cut me off.
Okay,
Now you lying.
okay, that's fine. Do your thing.
I'm not to reprimand you. You call that man a leader. Don't put that
No,
label on him.
I said
He know
no. If
I'm a
you
leader, Steve. Steve, that woman know I'm a leader.
you wasn't
A
listening,
leader of fools.
right? You wasn't listening. I said it's a poor representation of leadership. You keep talking
Right.
about
You're still
you want a
calling me
woman
a
to follow
leader
you.
regardless if it's
No,
hard or not.
Hey,
You calling me a
hey,
leader.
no,
And
can I
she's
say
a
something real
doctor.
quick?
I'm
well,
taking that
Can I say
sir,
something real
degree.
quick?
you could be a leader in your own right. I'm not
Hey,
going to diminish what you do. Do
hey,
your
good people.
thing. Good
Hey,
people.
I
Go
asked
ahead.
can I say something real quick?
many years ago. He has yet to take me up on that challenge. But I get it. You know.
What
Hey,
challenge, Steve?
Steve.
I asked you to go out when your brother was running for office. I said go out and help him
I
Right.
did help my brother run for office.
first time.
Yeah, you think me and him gonna discuss battle plans and battle strategies for the next move? Yeah, we can't tell the whole world what we gonna do. That's for the White House. Y'all ain't coming to the White House until y'all vote right.
Hey, Steve.
You need therapy, bro.
God,
Hey,
okay,
hey,
I'm
Steve.
done.
Real
Somebody
quick.
hurt you hard. Somebody hurt you hard.
Can I say one thing real quick?
But you go ahead, Dr. Young, right here. Go ahead.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I just want to say, what's up, Barbara? It's been a long time. How you doing?
This is Dr. O.
Is she still
Hey,
on
I'm
here?
good. I'm good.
Bob's on too.
Oh, what's up, Doc?
I'm on here, and the disrespect is real. I'm just like, I can't believe you don't have to be loud and wrong. You don't have to be loud and disgrace
Right.
and talk about people to get your
Right.
point across. That just make you look more like a fool. Because when you can't listen to a woman and want to start telling her to shut up and you keep your place, you got the problem, not her. I want to know your credentials. She's a doctor. What's your credentials? You putting people down, and it's not even funny. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I mean, it's not funny. We all on here to learn something, to be together. And every time he on here, Mosaic's on here, he tears us down. I don't even know why he on here. Is he black? Is he getting nickel dams and quarters? I mean, what's going on with him?
Mm.
He thinks it's his tribe. That's what he thinks.
I got the same credentials Malcolm X had. I got the same ones.
But you ain't Malcolm.
No, I know I'm not, ma'am. But she asked, what's my credentials? I've been in jail like Malcolm. I'm a freedom fighter like Malcolm. And you feel me? I'm going to keep giving y'all this work.
It means nothing. It ain't going to get you higher up in the world. It means nothing. That's your credential for you to make you feel good. It ain't helping nobody else.
They can't take the heat.
He thinks it's his tribe. He thinks he found his tribe. That's what I think he really feels true. But I get it. Some are led, some are leaders. You get that. But I must say,
speaking of mindset, oh, go ahead, Steve. My man.
No, I must say that you know, we have a very diverse group because we have people who have traveled to the motherland. I mean, I wish to go there one day myself and see. I've been to Europe, I've been to the Caribbean, I've been West Coast, East Coast, and all that, and North, but never.
Well, I plan on going back, Steve. Either end of December, 1st of January, and taking a delegation of people, because
Okay.
some of the things, despite the angle he came from, like the Congo and the mines, absolutely people are being exploited. Well, we're being exploited here too. And believe it or not, as I interact with the politicians, the public officials, the mayors of Cape Town and of some South African countries, as well as in China and other parts of the world, it's the same story because it's been colonized by the same people. And that was one of the things that I was grateful to really get a better understanding of. I'm not necessarily a person to say, oh, you got to go to school and do all this. I'm not that person. I understand the value of trades, the value of learning something to use right now. I am on that boat too. But I will say the experience of actually seeing the impact of colonization on every part of the world, on the governing systems of the world, on the communities in the world, and how it impacts people in levels based on your background, on your race, on your culture. And one thing that is heartbreaking is that people who are African descent, black color, we are really impacted at the greatest point from all of the systemic and organizational stuff. And again, I think we were talking, you all were talking, Steve and DeAndre, about how, yes, these systems are in place, but it's about how I can't say allowed, it's just the way the system was set up, but we continue to give our power away and not learn how to unite as one people to get our power back. I think that is the biggest thing we as a people need to learn. We can have disagreements. We don't even have to get along. We don't have to like each other. But if we fail to do that one thing and come together on one thing to say we want our power back for this, let's say for economics, I am a proponent for us working together to create economic systems because we spend the most money on the globe. Just us, by ourselves. So how can we come together and work together and not tear each other down to take back our power? And if we have the, what do you call it? Dissension and disagreement, and I'm better than you, and you're nothing and I'm something, that perpetrates the exact same thing colonizers do, the systems have done. And that don't mean you're a victim because, as you say, we're resilient. I hate the word, but we are resilient and we're still here and we're still feeding the economies of this world. So how can we use our own power with each other? How can we do that? That's what I'm more interested in. How can we make change? How can we disrupt these systems as a powerful unit that cannot be broken or torn down by outsiders when we can't do that as an internal thing already? That's something I really would love to hear people talk about.
People
I'd like to
all,
say, Steve, can I
go
respond
ahead,
to Dr. Orr? Dr. Orr, thanks for all that you've been saying. I really appreciate that. I think the way we can easily help each other and create a local, just great opportunity is by helping each other. We start in the smallest ways and we grow it until it gets bigger and bigger because we all need each other. There's tremendous opportunity to do everything. From cleaning to making stuff to strategizing to manufacturing, everything. It's just unlimited opportunities to be of service to each other. And all we have to do to start is by coming together and connecting with each other, and then just help in a big way or small way.
I agree.
Yes, I agree.
I wanted to say with all of it we were just talking about in terms of the mental condition placed on our folks, you know, I'm about 90% complete with my book. Yeah. I was just working on it all day today. It's really geared towards changing folks' mindset as it relates to their decision making and habits, so that if they're in one state of being, they can be in another after they're finished with the book. So I'm gonna look forward to finishing that up. I anticipate by next week, end of next week or so, I should be done with that, ready to package it all up together and then start pressing it up. But I mean, before that though, I'm gonna send it out to a couple folks, let them take a gander and tell me what I need to shore up and whatnot. But yeah, I said a long time ago that I was never gonna be doing this type of work forever. And the shift has started, as I mentioned. My goal now is to really lean into my doctor and execute things that I know can be helpful in the space that we operate in. Nobody really focuses on the mindset. We do a lot in terms of the physical, but we need our mindset. That's where the biggest struggle is at. So moving forward, I'm talking about that's really where you're gonna see me really be involved in community-based work. I really am about that in a lot of ways. So yeah, so I'm happy. I'm super happy about that and looking forward to finally finishing up with that and then releasing these other things that I've been working on in October. So
and let me say, we're gonna have our very first book fair in November. We're shooting for the November 9th, the weekend of the 9th.
Yes, sir.
So we'll have everything all encompassing, authors, editors, or whatever, people that want to bring books and just give away and sell or whatever. We will have this at the first annual Northwest Austin Council Book Fair.
No.
So you guys know anyone, make sure you let them know about us. We can get them in tune with what we're trying to do and have them here. There are quite a few people in the city of Chicago that have written books. I know of at least 6 myself. And hopefully we'll have those authors here and they'll be able to peddle their wares and give conferences and do little, what do you call those? Not seminars, but what have you.
Workshops.
Little workshops. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be getting that out and letting everybody know. We're still a good 2 months out, but it will be. It will be. So anything else you guys got going? Anybody? I know we've been missing people for quite a few weeks now. In the summer, how much more we got in summer?
Yeah, 7 days.
7 days. Oh wow.
Yeah.
This summer flew by, y'all.
Yeah.
Where did it go? Where did it go? Hey,
I'm just happy that I with all of these events and everything, I kept the weight off. So I look forward to the fall.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I'm ramping back up. I got 30 more to drop, and then I'm gonna get back to bulking up. I mean, so
for the winter, huh?
Yeah.
I guess winter weight always happens to everybody.
Nah, the winter, I ain't gaining no weight in the winter. I'm getting smaller.
Oh, I thought you said you're gonna bulk. Oh, you mean bulking up as far as weight, muscle.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, man.
You put some muscle on.
Because winter, it becomes a little hard in the winter because you're less active in this.
Oh no, I'm picking it up. I mean, and our winters are different now. It seems like January through March is the winter for us. We get real good fall weather now going into late December these days. Last few years,
it's snow out on the West Coast right now.
Oh,
it's been snow out there for the last few weeks.
Oh damn!
Out in the mountains in California. they said that the most amount of people in outer space, we had a whole party in outer space a couple of days, but they said there were 19 people outside of the orbit of or the what is it called? The what is it before you break through?
Our
Atmosphere, our atmosphere. So they went outer space, literally, just to say that. 19 people. I think the Chinese had people in their space station. They got the other space station that's been up there, and then they had another 3-4 people that were out for just a little tour. People going to outer space just touring out, just to stick their head out and say peekaboo. So it's a new world, totally new world.
Yeah, rich people been doing it for a little minute.
19 people outside of the Earth.
Pretty cool.
At one time, that's a party. But hey, who knows? There'll be colonies in other planets and pretty soon. Anything else? Anybody else like to add? Did we miss anything? We talked about the parade. We talked about the debate. We talked about the book show, book fair coming up. I don't know. Hey, they was doing capoeira, huh?
Yeah, I saw that, man. Yeah, it made me, man, like I said, my whole strategy with losing weight was to always get back into some form of martial art. I was thinking about taking MMA again, but seeing them do capoeira, I'm like, yeah, I might go and get back into capoeira, man. I really like that. Yeah, capoeira was dope.
I think my cousins, when's he
Oh,
coming?
who's doing capoeira?
They was doing it at the African Fest yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it went down. It had a lot of things going on over there yesterday. It was a really dope time, for real.
Yeah. My cousin, he's a capoeira expert. He comes to Chicago for tournaments every summer. Right about, when's it about now? Can you go to a few of those events, Keanu, when he was here?
Mm-hmm.
But he's from San Antonio, Texas. I think it's San Antonio. Yeah. And he comes up every year. He should be on his way here for big competition pretty soon. Yeah, it should be coming up. He does it every summer. But nevertheless, y'all, we appreciate everybody coming on. We've been MIA for a little bit, but we're gonna ramp back up. We're gonna start getting some more guests on.
Yeah, you know, I meant to call you, Dr. O, because I was trying to get G2 on. I talked to him a couple times, and I ran into him and his scheduler, but we couldn't get confirmation. I started to call you so I can get his number and try to call him up myself. Sometimes trying to run through different people it'd be doing too much. So
yeah.
how much more we gonna huh?
He is this thing, something slipped out about closing like 12 or something schools on the west side of Chicago.
Oh, word?
Yeah, so they're having a meeting, some type of meeting tomorrow. I'm not sure if he's preparing for it, but if I get more information, I'm not sure if it's open to people, but if so, y'all know how I roll. You know, we all need each other. Let's come and work on it together. I'm gonna get some more information, but then I have to follow up with him more too about CLF. So
Oh, he's gonna be here?
Well, you know, he comes sometimes. He comes to speak.
Okay. Wait, are you in CLF around or something?
You know, I designed the curriculum, the assessment, the master trainer. You knew that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, but my only thing is sometimes it's just it's so needed in our communities. We just wish that everybody can be involved in it, you know. And we need to do more of that. And I completely and 2000% agree with you about the psychological approach to all of this stuff. And the need to address strategies as to how people can help reshape, reprogram themselves, you know, so that we can then do the things that we need to do to build our people in our community. I think that those are some real key critical things, you know, so Thank you for the work you do. Thank you, Steve. Thank you to everybody on the line.
Yeah, we need to definitely look at everything in an upward bound perspective. You know, it doesn't really help us to go in the downward direction with anything, especially when we're already at the bottom.
Right,
gotta-
right.
We gotta look up. We gotta be positive about everything. I mean, they
Mm.
said, but you know what? That's the direction we have to go. It's the Peacebrook way. as
I
Barry
know
would
that's
say.
right. That's Barry on the line.
Peacebrook way. We gotta go Peacebrook way, and we gotta look forward and look upward.
Very sure is.
Yep. And Raheem, thank you so much for disrupting the back and forth because it's not
Yes.
useful. It's not useful to anybody. So thank you.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Wanted
No
to
worries.
know that we actually been working enough. We've been working down in the south end of Austin, organized. We've been literally down there going door to door like we did with the 40 blocks in the north end. It's a different dynamic, I'll tell you that much. But you know, Austin is Austin. Austin's community, DeAndre? Is it?
What? Yeah,
Austin is a community.
Oh yeah.
Not yet. It's a
As opposed to a neighborhood.
yeah, neighborhood. But down in that end, what I found that there are so many people that have been there so long, you know, 55 years, 56 years, 58 years. And these are the younger, the people that still barely 60 or something years old, you know? And then I think we have the most amount of 100-year-old people that are in Austin, the community of Austin, Chicago. They're in the south end of it. And I noticed a lot of white people down there. A lot of white people moving there. I noticed about 20 white people, you know, property.
Shit, it's gonna be way more too.
Yeah.
As soon as they throw all that bread down there in the United Center, where you think them folk coming?
Mm-mm.
Coming right to Austin. Austin cheaper than all the other places, maybe except Lawndale. I ain't been looking in Lawndale. You know, I'm looking for property. So West Garfield and Humble, they outpriced in Austin. Crazy.
Yep.
It's ridiculous how much they cost in those two areas as opposed to what they cost in Austin. But these developers are coming in. You're not getting a flat under 440 now. You're not, you know, you want a 3 flat, it's gonna run you 550, 600,000. You know, now if you're talking about trying to rent that thing out, now rent for a 3-bedroom, 2,000 to cover that.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I mean, so who's affording that? Because it ain't black people.
Yeah.
And you know how white people do. They're gonna be about 4 of them. They're gonna come. They're gonna live together. They're gonna be in college. Who's gonna do that? That's what white people do. That's what they do downtown.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Well, to be more specific, to be more, to be.
Four of them in the room, and not a room, but you know, they have to pay. They make their money, and they you know they build. I'm just saying that same process is what's going to happen here in Austin.
That's Wall Street money coming into the real estate market and just boosting prices.
And it's big corporations that's buying up all the property too.
That's right.
Well,
they're putting big money in, and what they're doing is sucking it out.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why. That's why I hope that Kamala is going to continue in the same direction that Biden went with this antitrust stuff and stopping these abuses.
I ain't heard that yet. Now I like that. Now if they're gonna do that, then they need to start talking about that because housing is something that is on everybody's mind. So I like that. If they start talking about it. You know what I mean? That'd be better, but nobody's talking about that right now.
Well, you heard it a minute ago, so let's just start talking about it.
You hope Kamala, I'm just saying, they're not speaking about that. No one is speaking about that right now.
And she ain't did it while she been in office, so it ain't gonna happen.
Oh, come on, Mosaic, cut that stuff out. She wasn't the president.
Don't matter. She was the vice
All right,
president.
okay.
They didn't
Hey,
do it.
I,
They
I'm just
didn't do it.
Barry,
I'm
what
not
you-
gonna
what
do.
Hey, Barry wanted to say, cut that shit out.
Yeah, Barry turned black. All right, I see you, Barry.
Hey, so go ahead, Barry, where'd you get that from? Go ahead.
Who are you talking to, Steve?
Barry, you was talking about the antitrust stuff. Where'd you hear this?
That's what Biden has been doing. He started with, and this is a really big change, significant change from previous administrations. I think, I was just listening to this today. I think remember this Judge Bork, when he began to be really big, they changed the whole mindset about antitrust stuff, and then Bill Clinton didn't do anything about it, and Obama didn't do anything about it. But the Biden administration has really changed the stance on antitrust stuff, and they're going after, I think it's Google and Apple right now.
Mm.
And
Man,
they
but
have.
hold on. Now, what's that got to do with housing, though?
Because it's all this. Another thing that they're doing is, you know how if you overdrew your checking account, they used to charge you $35. They're cutting out those junk fees, and now the maximum the banks can charge you, I think, is $5.
Yeah, now I know about that. Yeah, I'm in tune with that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think that
got to do with housing, Barry. Come on, man.
This that disinformation I've been talking about.
Oh, jeez.
Go ahead, what you say, Barry?
What I'm saying is that this direction of cutting out the junk fees by the corporations and by initiating these antitrust actions against these giant corporations is a very significant change from any of the previous administration. For going back to, I'm not sure, before Bill Clinton. So it's a very significant change, and my hope is that Kamala will continue that and expand it. And she has the same staff, I think, so far that Biden has, and they have two really powerful antitrust people on staff in very important positions. I think it's the federal FDA is one, and one of those two people is a woman by the name of Lena Khan, and she has a whole new concept about monopolies. So, and she's making. I think that Google was called a monopolist by a federal judge recently.
Wow.
So this is really significant stuff because these corporations are just scamming us, and that's why all these food prices and housing prices are all going, escalating and screwing people.
Yeah. My only pushback to that is
Pushback? Why not deplored?
Nah. I'm saying the pushback, it comes in the way that it's a waste of, it's actually a waste of energy. But at the end of the day, we are in a situation that
what do you mean a waste of energy? Potentially corporations could be broken up. This is serious stuff.
Not that part. I mean, all of what has happened now is collective action on the part of the elected officials that we put in place. One thing that I like Warren Buffett said, he said, you know what? I promise you, he said, I could fix this country in a matter of a year. All you would have to do is impose the GDP and inflation on the congressmen and senators that sit in office. He said if it gets above a certain point, then they can't renew their seat. He said, I guarantee you it'll be fixed like that. That's the problem. Like, come on, man. We
No,
keep saying,
come on. No,
personal-
you know how we would fix the problem?
Time and haven't fixed anything.
Oh,
In fact,
jeez.
they worse. They
You don't
all of the
realize
black-
how many the tremendous improvements that Biden has done.
I'm not
get it?
I'm talking about the system as a whole and how it created the situation that we're in.
We're
general.
I agree. We're in a tough situation.
We have octogenarians that are sitting right now that don't want to leave. They are the problem. All of these people actually the problem. They're not the solution. They are the problem. We got to keep it a buck here.
Man, I think
Drain the swamp. Gotta drain the swamp.
Are you saying the political officials, the people who we already have in office have opened the doors and allowed this to happen with no repercussions, no pullback? I do agree with that 2000%. My question goes back to what is the plan to stop it? What's the plan that's going to benefit the people? Because right now, you're right, the public officials, all of them across the board, even in our communities, have allowed this. How are we as the people gonna, what's the plan?
Dr. Orr, I don't think it's the public official. I think the problem is that the way we have growing inequality, and we have Supreme Court decisions recently that allow all this dark money into the political system, so that what the corporations are doing are investing in buying a politician, and then they increase their own power.
Right, but they can shut that down anytime.
All right, what can happen is
they can't
number one, term limit. Also, you can make it level so that each person can only raise a certain amount of money. That's it. The cutoff point is this amount. Once you reach this amount, all you got to do is strategize with your people and your plan to win this particular office. So if you go term limit and you put a cap on it, I don't care who gives you money. I don't care if it's labor unions, business people. What about outside country interests? I mean, well, everything should be for the United States, period. So if you're not for the United States, then you should be excluded already. Like, oh, you taking money from Russia? Get them up out of here. Because we're not doing that. It's America. So I'm just saying, though, those are two things right there. If you want to talk about how do we fix the system in and of itself, put caps on the amount of money that anybody could run with. And then you also put term limits on there.
Better than that is
Biden took money from Ukraine.
Better than that is to have the public pay for the election and have no donation. The public, the government funded election, and have short election periods. We don't need 9 months people badgering us with ads.
Ooh, true.
I don't disagree. Now I like that idea right there, Barry, because ultimately our taxpayer-funded money should probably go to the candidate that we want to represent, represent us.
True.
That makes sense to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. That makes sense to me. I get if they're gonna be in there making decisions for us and our money, they might as well come directly from us, buy our money.
Yeah.
And we've really got to change the Supreme Court. I mean, we have to change the Supreme Court because they're out of control.
Yeah, so
I
we
mean,
elect everybody making decisions in this quote unquote. We supposedly, the people supposedly elect people that are making decisions right now, right? But what we
uh,
never talk about is the electoral we elect the people that appoint people. We elect people that appoint people. We elect everybody, and
Yeah,
then
we do.
those people we elect, they appoint other people. And
Uh-huh.
then the other
Yep.
thing is the electoral college. Most people don't even know anything about the electoral college. If you ask people, people don't even know what that means. So,
well, you know,
so,
we've
so-
got this agreement, and I think I forget how many. We need 3 or 4 more states to agree, and then we get rid of the electoral college. And what we need is the states amounting to 270 electoral votes to agree that they will go with the popular vote. If that happens, we get rid of the electoral college. And I think we need something like 3 or 4 states more that will bring us up to 270. I can get you the details. I don't remember the specifics of it.
no, I'm just saying, how do we, I agree with all of that.
I like that too.
Where we are right now in this state right now, we're preparing for this presidential election. We're getting
Right.
people to register to vote. We out on the streets. We're doing different things. How and what do we need to do outside of just the regular civic engagement stuff to have people more informed, more educated, more aware about what our power is and how we can move things more in our favor? Because what's happening and why people are so disengaged is that no matter how we vote, people don't feel the impact on the ground. People in our communities are not better off, whether it's Republican or Democrat. Is we can go back and forth with banter about, oh, Trump, oh, Kamala, but for real, when the election over, what usually happens is it goes back to business as usual. And our communities suffer, the people suffer, and we're left baffled about how and what went wrong with us and the political system. How do we, and so the electoral college is part of it. Civics, people understanding civics right now is part of it. Most people don't even understand basic civics right now. And the people that we elect that are in making decisions and appointing people that may not represent our best interests. We have our
Well,
job cut out for us.
I think the way is what I said to you before. If we help each other and we get that to spread, we can help each other emotionally, economically, by doing serving each other, and politically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the building block is increasing trust and connection.
I agree with that.
And then we build it up year round until it gets stronger and stronger.
Let me ask you this, because I know there's a lot of folks in the electoral college. Whatever happened to the good old days, you win the popular vote and you win the electoral college.
Right. That's right.
There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff from the good old days that's gone, like media licenses, where now it used to be what was it called? Fair, there you had to really do a job on reporting the news fairly. Now it's just for profit.
Yeah. I remember that.
Just a lot of sensationalism going on right now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's garbage. It's
That's that mainstream media. Trump told us about it though. You gotta understand though. You gotta admit that, Barry. You gotta admit that.
Yeah, but he only said it to his advantage.
It don't matter. He won land though. He said mainstream media is garbage.
He did.
It's the mainstream media. It's the mainstream media, left and right, and the social media. All of it. So much of it is garbage.
I'll tell
And
you
then
what,
look, all the tech companies left leaning, Facebook, all except Twitter, they all left leaning. Most of the major companies are left leaning. I mean, this whole thing is controlled by the left. So that's why you see so much of this division. And then look what they just did. Nobody got to pick Kamala. Ain't nothing wrong with her shooting her shot. But come on, bro.
I
At
agree with
least
that.
hold on, wait a minute. At least, yeah, oh, thank you. At least
I
give
agree
Trump.
with that.
At least he won the vote
Yeah,
to be a nominee.
yeah,
He fought.
yeah.
He petitioned, and I
True,
seen my brother petition. It's not easy. She didn't
true.
have to petition. They played it up. They knew that there was a cognitive dissonance inside of Joe Biden. They knew that he was cognitively falling. So what they did was they played the people and say, hey, you know what? We're gonna put that was the play from the whole get-go. Everyone could look and see that Biden was not well. And I'm never gonna make fun of nobody not well. I'm gonna be old like Biden, maybe, and my brain might go like that too. But again, they already knew what they was doing. So you didn't even get to pick your Democratic nominee. Because it's some Democrats I like that I will vote for. You know what I'm saying? I think I don't know Tulsi Gabbard. You know, I like Bernie Sanders. You know, it's a few of these guys I like. You feel me? So
they closed, but we were supposed to be still burnt, man. I'm gonna tell you, Mosaic, I'm gonna tell you just like I told P-Ray. On one hand, in your age group demographic, you go grab 5 people and get them registered to vote. I don't care how they vote. Can you go get 5 votes? And she couldn't do it. She said, well, I got DeAndre right here. All right, that's 1. Okay, go give me some more. Give me the other 4. She couldn't come up with it. So again, I don't know what's going on with that, but all I'm saying is we can have a lot of excuses for a lot of things. The playbook was the playbook. It's working out real good for the Democrats, because I'm gonna tell you.
But not the people though. What about your people? Your people suffering at all. Somebody probably call you every week, Steve, with problems. People suck.
Who used to say that? Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? that's what the
Not the country was way better when Trump was in office. Everybody was younger, right? Everybody was younger. We had way more youth back then. That's one W. You feel me? The GDP was low. You feel me? Like bacon. Now you can't go get 4 packs of bacon now, Steve. You gotta get.
Don't put that out there. The lowest the GDP ever been was under Clinton, and that was it. Man.
I'm just saying it's higher now. It was lower then, and then when Biden adopted it, right when we was post COVID, that's when the GDP was damn near how when Trump came in before COVID. You feel me? So the numbers is there. You might not like the guy, but he's a businessman. Don't you? Why you think Dr. DeAndre went to school for business? That's why he went to school for business. You want somebody with business etiquette.
Well, if I had to depend on Trump being a businessman, I would have to say he failed, fire him, he's fired. Just like the American people did. They fired him. He got fired from that. He got fired from a lot of things. So, you know.
So you would do business with Trump. If Trump offered you a bag, you wouldn't take it, Steve?
No.
Man, come on, Steve.
Sometimes you don't have to sell your soul. Sometimes you don't have to do it.
Well, give me the money.
I know, but you ain't got no soul, so I get it.
Well, I don't believe in God, so I don't think none of us got souls, but that's a different topic.
Yeah, right. But I'm talking about, selling yourself. Let's just say sell out. Let's call it that.
Oh, man, I'll sell you out in a minute.
Yeah, but you can't, at the end of the day, you ain't going to benefit.
Yeah, I am, because I'm gonna take that money back and get. Now I ain't gonna do the P-Ray. I'm not my Donnie, and I'm not gonna chuck and jive for nobody. You feel me? But you go. Sometimes you gotta learn your opponent. That's why the white man is very smart. The Jewish man learned the black man, and that's why he owned Paramount Films. That's why he owned everything, all of the media companies. That's why he owned all the rap music. I love Jewish people. They are real.
I want you to watch a movie called Which Way Is Up with Richard Pryor. And look at that movie. And I learned about life in that movie when I was 8, 9, 10 years old. and it still stands today. When you sell out, you ain't gonna never make it back. No matter how good you may be for the moment, and you think you're doing right for your people, you think you're doing right for all of that, it doesn't pay off.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
Yes, indeed.
With a little extra time, but y'all know how we do every Sunday between 6 and 8. Bring you. Oh, you know what? Let me, before I get into all that, final thoughts. Let's go and wrap it up. Yeah. My bad, y'all.
Dr. O, in conclusion.
My bad, y'all.
Hey, I just say this is always a needed conversation, hard conversations. And I thank you guys for the platform and everybody that participated in it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Tamika, what you got in conclusion?
I really enjoyed the program. I like the way people were able to disagree successfully. And thank you, Mosaic, for being the go-between.
He's learning. All right, what you got to say, Dr. Raheem?
Hey, good show tonight, fellas. I got a real serious question. Do y'all pay Monk to come on here and talk crazy and get people riled up? That's the secret.
You know what?
That's the job you doing, man.
Looking for a try for as long as I know him. One day we're gonna let him in. We'll let him in. We might let him in. Once he registers to vote, and I take him to get registered, I think we'll understand.
Okay. All right, good stuff.
Houston, in conclusion.
Hello. Very fiery discussion tonight. I got the energy sapped out of me, but I enjoyed myself. That's it.
I got you. Kiona, how are you? What you got in conclusion?
I don't have anything to say other than great show and keep up the good work.
Absolutely. My cousin's from Austin, Texas, not San Antonio. I'm sorry. I don't know why I always get that confused. They're not even close, are they?
No, it's 2 hours away.
Well, yeah, Texas is everything.
Yeah, really.
Yes, Texas is huge.
You can't go from city to city. Like we can go to Indianapolis, Chicago, and Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 3 different major cities in a matter of what, 4 hours? Not even that, maybe. You try to do it in 3 hours. But nevertheless, what you got there, Barry, in conclusion?
Well, I enjoyed the heated conversation mostly, and I particularly enjoyed hearing Kiona and Dr. Orr's experience in going to Africa. So thank you all.
Let me refresh that.
Barry.
Kiana.
What did you say?
Kiana or Kiona?
It's Kiana.
Okay.
Kiana.
Because I know some Kiana spelled with a Q. I know some.
Yeah, that's big bad Kiki.
I got you.
That's all right. I like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's us.
What we got? Who else we got? Okay, Monk, you guys think in conclusion? Mosaic?
Definitely be smart, guys. Kamala didn't tell you a plan. We separate. She didn't tell you. This is my conclusion. I'm just saying. She didn't remember.
How the least intelligent of our black people have all of a sudden become the most intelligent by citing the fact that we need a plan for the American people. We need a plan for my work. These people have said nothing.
Yeah. You need a plan.
This has been going on forever.
But I just want black people to understand that there are layers and layers and layers to everything. Bananas just don't get put in the grocery store. There's a whole process. So how she got into place to speak to us and
Mm-hmm.
talk black on at some of her rallies and talk white at some of her other rallies. Y'all need to understand, she did not tell you a plan that she was gonna do, and her being, let's say she black, right? Understand, she might be black, but she just say what she gonna do for black people, because we are her people. You gotta uplift your people. Obama didn't do it. And I'm gonna close out with this. If you read your Bible, Jesus was harsh. He was harsh. So I'm gonna be a little bit harsh when I'm giving y'all the truth. You feel me? But I judge correctly. I'm gonna land.
All right. Hey, and I see you have registered to be a voter, and I appreciate that.
Oh, I've been did that. You feel me? I'm gonna show y'all when I vote for Trump.
Check your background and see if you okay to register to vote. We ain't gonna clap yet.
I'm squeaky clean. Oh, I ain't got no misdemeanors, no felonies. I was a smart one.
No, it's crazy. He ain't got none, but I do.
So who's the criminal? You feel me? Who's the criminal?
Donald Trump. Donald Trump is criminal. That's criminal.
That's crazy.
I'm looking at your paperwork now. But all right, that's good. That's good. All right, anybody else to conclude before I hand it over to Dr. Rudis? I guess not.
Everybody, right?
Yep, go ahead. I just want to say thank you to everybody coming on for our very first show of the 4th year. This is the first show of the year, and hopefully we're gonna kick it through with some really good guests. I think we're gonna get P-Ray back on here again.
That'd be good. But I think she'd be good, because I think last time she was having a show around this time, and I don't think she's doing it this same time anymore. Yeah. So we definitely gonna try to get G2 on here for sure. Right. We got to get him, because I've been trying to get more into, and I've gone to a couple of his rallies already, because I want to get understanding about the school board race anyway. You know, and he's a powerful anyway. He's been doing this for a long time, so he really deserves it. So whatever way that we can support, we should, you know, and if nothing else, to hear him out, because I'm sure a lot of folks don't even know about
running. Anybody running against him?
I think
there was a lady running against him. I spoke with her yesterday. Because they were both good quality candidates, and in there, DeAndre, I think he was there when they had their quote unquote supposedly a debate or whatever. She said it didn't make sense for them to be running against each other, and they like each other, so she dropped out of the race. So as far as I understand, he's the only candidate right now for this area. So there's other people running, but he's the only candidate.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we got to, so when I just went to his rally last week, they were talking about the money that's coming in and the millions of dollars from some of these special interest groups that want to put folks onto the school board. So I was thinking maybe that he did have some sort of competition in the fifth. I know about the young lady, but I don't know. So again, gonna have him come on so we can talk about those things, because from what I was taking in, it seemed as though he did have some competition, maybe from some big money folks that are trying to get into the race and move the school system the way that they want to. Because in fact, he mentioned Paul Vallas as one person that I definitely remember that he said is helping to pump some money into it. So that's what he said.
Wow.
Vallas, that was Vallas' old stomping grounds with schools. So, yep.
Right.
So that might be true. So I don't know if something has emerged with the special interest. That was a big thing in the very beginning of the summer when they first started announcing it. You heard a lot of it, then you didn't hear much about it. So if it's re-emerged, just loop back and we could talk. I could see if I can connect you guys.
Injecting Paul Vallas' name is take the money, but don't put his name out there, because a lot of people don't like him.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be quiet on that. I don't know. I can't speak for that. But he was here a while ago. He was in the city and he did work in the schools.
New
Orleans too.
People say he messed it up in New Orleans and Philadelphia, along with Chicago. But you got to what people forgot. He just ran against Brandon Johnson.
Brandon, yep.
So,
right, but they was the last two people standing. Remember?
Yeah, but he got his shirt handed to him. So, but again, people have learned not to like ballots anymore from the '90s. But like I said, take the money, keep quiet. Because you start aligning yourself with him. A lot of people they just get funny about him. I mean, I know him. I've known him for years. We worked on projects in Austin together with the organization back in the '90s. But you know, we were changed. We were shortchanged when we worked on projects with him. But hey, hindsight's 2020.
Yeah. But all right, y'all know how we do. Oh, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read this quote real quick, and then that's how I'm gonna leave it off. See what I mean? Just looking at. Hold on. Are y'all familiar with Simon Sinek?
No.
Simon Sinek. He wrote the book Start with Why, where you always gotta figure out the why of what you're doing. That gives that power towards your purpose. Either way, if you don't know him, you should, because he is an awesome person to really pull from. Used a lot of him actually when I was doing organizational leadership with my students. Either way, he came up with a book called Leaders Eat Last. So I'm just gonna say, here it says, leaders are the ones willing to look out for those to the left of them and those to the right of them. Leaders are the ones who are willing to give up something of their own for us. Their time, their energy, their money, maybe even the food off their plate. When it matters, leaders choose to eat last. So, you know, if that applies to you, you're probably a leader.
Yeah, right.
Either way, thank y'all. Y'all know how we do between the hours of 6 and 8. On a Sunday, we bring you Northwest Austin Council. You know, West Side folks talk to West Side things. There's always a whole lot going on. Either way, various ways you can interact with the show, the Facebook, the YouTube, or the Zoom. You choose the medium that works best for you. We got a new setup, and we got new chairs, right? So with that, instead of staying at the table, because we moved away from the table, we got a different little setup here. We got open seats, and we're just trying to welcome y'all on home. Thank y'all for allowing us to welcome you to Northwest Austin Council. Guys, good night.
Good night. Year 4. Let's go for the show. Later, y'all.
Good night.
Good night.